Well, having a bad hair day is traumatic enough, but what if it happens on your wedding day? That is a bona fide disaster. So we brought Star Arias from the Ogle School.
It's
Ogle, Google, whatever.
Ogle.
Ogle School in Denton to show us some tips on how to make sure your hair is high and mighty on your big day. We know the weather here is awful sometimes, lots of humidity. What are some tips that brides need to keep in mind when they're planning their hairstyles?
Well, the most important thing is to have a relationship with your hairstylist. That's really, really important. A lot of times, humidity, you can use it to help your with the design. And I brought two different models here, one that has very curly hair.
Sure.
And a lot of times you think, oh, I need to straighten it to get that look, but actually you can use the curl to your advantage.
I would actually think that'd be a nightmare for a curly-haired girl to try and straighten it in like July for her wedding.
Yeah.
A nightmare.
So again, as a hairstylist, building that relationship with your client is huge.
Well, show me this young lady here and what she has going on.
Okay, so here, she has natural curly hair, lots of texture, and I use that curl to the advantage. I prepped her with some anti-humectant product, some cream, so that way it can actually control some of this curl so it doesn't get frizzy. So she actually has really short hair.
Oh, wow.
And a lot of times people think that you cannot get a nice design with short hair. But here, if you look at this, it have the illusion of a lot of long hair.
It's
However,
beautiful.
we're able to move it around and do a lot of pin it in and do a lot of structure. Another problem that we have with updos is that they fall apart.
Sure.
Like you may have a wedding, stylists start their hair at 12 o'clock and the wedding's not till 7. By 7 o'clock the hair is falling apart, you're on the dance floor, and so then it's all over the place.
Okay, so let's see the before. That's the before, like you said, short curly hair. And here's the after, stunning, looks like it'll last all day, will be perfect under a beautiful veil. I love it. Okay, let's look at the next one over here. So let's look at her before picture first. Do you have that for me? Look at that, long, kind of wavy.
A lot of hair.
Very pretty.
No, actually, she doesn't have wave in her hair. Her hair is
Really?
actually coarse and thick.
Oh, look at
Very
that.
straight, coarse and thick.
So do you usually straighten? Do you usually straighten this? Is that how she usually wears it straight?
I think on that picture she waved it a little bit, right?
Got it.
Is that what you did? Okay. Yeah. So normally her hair is really coarse, heavy, and again, that's completely different from the texture. So. Usually when stylists see a client come in like this, like they panic. What do I do with all this hair? Well, you can see that we created a nice little fish braid here.
Which are totally in these days, right? The braids are the big deal.
And lots of movement. And what I'm going to do with her, just to show that a little bit of versatility, brides will ask me that they want to wear their hair down. So with her, I'm going to just bring this down, and the bridesmaid can be in charge of doing this.
I love it.
And again, we're going to collapse this a little bit.
So something a little more fun and fresh for the reception.
Exactly.
It's not so structured.
And then you got to also consider the veil. One of the things that the brides also have to remember is how is a veil going to fit? Hair pieces, how are they going to fit into the design? So it's really important for the bride to bring that into their stylist to make sure that you understand how you're going to wear it.
And it's so pretty after it's been up all day with the braids. It's got that nice little wave. It's beautiful.
So then you see another tip that when you're curling your hair, a lot of times with hair this long and you start to curl your hair, well, it's so heavy that the curl stays here.
Sure.
And then this is just straight. So it's really good to remember to bring that curl up all the way up to the top. And again, using a stylist makes a huge difference. I know a lot of people want to do their own.
Lots of great tips. Our own Lisa will need some of these since she's getting married soon. But if you missed any of Star's great tips, don't worry. You can watch this segment again at thebroadcasttv.com. Thanks so much, Star.
Thank you.
Next, as spring approaches, it's time to figure out what's going to be on your feet through the season. We've got some great ideas up for you next.